So like Jordan runs up to him. Rappaport has him by the head. He's just underneath, just jab, jab, jab. I'm like, it's the middle of Starbucks. This is crazy. Out of nowhere, here comes Schefter, top shelf with a kick. It was insane, bro. It was insane. I haven't seen anything like that in my life. Oh my day.
Kind of epic.
I mean, listen, you got insiders fighting
Sources.
in Starbucks. I got a source for you. How about 5 fingers to the face? It's a source.
Breaking news. Your face.
I got breaking news for you. My foot in your. Hey, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. We got the squad in the building.
Yeah.
As always, super producer Joel Holt, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC. Man, phone known as Ringo J. Stefan the Don. Back at it again. Of course, Mr. Drew Better. You knew better. You do better. Say who better? Nobody, bro. Nobody's better than that hat. That's a nice hat, bro. I appreciate
I do
it.
like
it's a really nice hat,
Oh,
actually.
thank you.
Very nice.
Very on great.
It's all right. It's all right.
Why you disrespecting over here?
Where's the hate?
Why hate? He always hating over there.
God.
He always throwing shots.
Giants
That was crazy.
He always
work
throwing
right there.
shots.
Giants fan in full Bears gear. I mean, hey, how's Cam Ward?
Oh. Is that where you're gonna go?
That's not who he wants.
Trade
That's not who he wants.
Really?
But he's not going to get Shador Sanders. What did Baki say? Breaking news. Heal the Designer and Heal the Don is in the building.
Bro.
Listen.
Hey,
That was a turn that none of us
Wildest Saturday
Oh, my God. I was stressed.
ever,
stressed.
bro.
When you saw him look into the camera, you're just like, oh, God.
kill him.
Yeah, it was. I will say this. And I'm sure it's symbolic of something. It was a bad throat.
It was.
I don't know what it was.
It was like chin level.
He was like up here. He was like, it felt like he was moisturizing or something. I didn't like it. Hey man, we got to get into a lot of football that we were talking about the WWE there.
Oh
That
yeah,
was a wrestling.
do you know what
reference.
we're talking
I know
about?
we
Joe?
lost you there for a
Come on,
second.
Joe. Wake up, Joe.
We got to talk about a couple of different conversations that I think are very interesting here coming up. As Adam Hogue talking about Gervon Dexter, some of the changes that the Bears could be looking to make on the defensive line, and could Gervon Dexter be a casualty of that? That's often what happens. It's often what happens when new people come in, new coaches come in. You miss out. So you move on from some players. Some players get pushed aside. They don't like their position. You get what you get. We also got to react to the NFL Combine anytime there's fat guys running on my screen. Let me tell you, I'm tapped in.
We got a lot of meat moving
I was talking.
a lot of meat moving.
There's a lot of all the flags are back there.
That's right. We got excited.
I mean, listen. I think the funny part about it was I was telling Jordan this morning that like you don't realize how weird it is to watch the NFL Combine, or how like
I forget.
you're like a little. It's a little obsessive to watch these mugs do this. I'm sitting there watching. I was like, told Ari, I was like, come watch football with me. He was like, all right. So he's sitting there watching. She's like, I thought we were watching football. And I was like, it is, baby. This like the combine. This when they get ready to do this. They get all the scores and stuff. She, at 3 years old, just looked at me. She's like, so we just watching them run? It's like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, see how they run? See, a little stretch action there.
You look crazy.
As long as I'm not watching like Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is watching a little too close. He's got too much information.
Know what he's watching.
4-inch hands,
Oh, boy.
12 and a half inch. All right.
Oh, it is a little obsessive. I will admit.
Let's talk a little bit of football, dog.
Yeah, I browsed it. Should be there for you.
That was right.
Cool.
You good?
Keep going.
Everything good?
I'm good.
No, well, they can hear you.
You're so easily distracted.
They can hear you.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can hear you.
Squirrel.
They can hear you in the mic.
But squirrel. Keep going.
Bark. Let's talk about this because Adam Hogue brought this up and talked about, some of the things that he had heard down at the combine that I think are fairly interesting when it comes to Gervon Dexter. And, will the Bears make a pivot in the Dexter market right now? Dexter's an interesting player. That while the Bears defensive scheme will still be a base 4-3, fans will still notice some big differences under new defensive coordinator Dennis Allen. While Matt Eberflus's scheme was big on rules and staying in your gap, Allen's scheme allows for players to freelance a little bit more and take chances. That means bend but do not break days might be over. Thank the heavens.
Yep.
Allen's scheme might result in a few more explosive plays given up, but it should also lead to more negative plays for opposing offenses. The Bears believe they have plenty of players that fit Allen's mentality well, especially in the secondary, and not surprisingly, team sources believe the biggest changes are needed up front. Defensive end Montez Sweat and tackle Andrew Billings are safe bets to continue as starters, but you can expect significant investment made opposite of Sweat, while the Bears might also look to upgrade their 3 technique position. And like I said, this is interesting because of Gervon Dexter, I think, had a step in the right direction last year. I think that he did have a better season, but, kind of, can we say that every single game Gervon Dexter was impactful pushing the pocket? I think most of us would say he was forgettable in some of those games that he played in. I think you would say he had flashes in some games and then kind of disappeared in other portions of the game. And I think there's just guys out there who, in this draft, you could look at and say, hey, listen, if you get him in here, there would be some level of, I don't want to say upgrade because you never know what you never know what a rookie is going to be, but there would be some level of this guy came in already fitting what Dennis Allen wants to do. And maybe that's just not where Gervon Dexter is at right now. When you hear those comments from Hogue that there might want to be a upgrade at the 3 technique position, I can see JC's face already. He's not feeling it. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the pivot already. You just gave this guy a start the last year, and he actually got off to a hot start.
Played well.
By all accounts. And then, kind of tailed off and evened out, even kind of balanced out during the rest of the season. But, 5 sacks, 28 total assists and tackles, 51 total tackles, period, for the season. Like, those are decent numbers for a guy that you invested in. And I think moving forward, he's only going to get better. One of the issues that he had was one of the things that he wanted to improve on, rather, was his pad level. He was always attacking a little bit too high. And so the coaching was, or the development was, for him to get a little bit lower.
I don't know why.
In his rushing. What was that?
Just happened.
Rushing level.
Why did he just blow into the mic? You let the intrusive thoughts win.
I don't know what happened. I guess he didn't like my take. But my whole point is Gervon Dexter is somebody that you want to keep. I feel like he's somebody that you need to invest in, along with a guy with him on the interior. Now, I'm fine with Billings staying with the team, but, he just came off of injury. He's still recovering from that. My thing is, if you're saying that he's the official starter alongside Montez Sweat, I would go after somebody like Mason.
Mike Green?
No. Mason
Graham.
Mason Graham from Michigan, if that happens, and pair him up with Gervon Dexter. Now you got 2 animals in the middle. We talked about that this morning. Yeah. That would be my ideal dream. Like, you don't pivot from Gervon Dexter after you already had a decent season. I just wouldn't even consider that.
Yeah. I feel the same way. When he said that, I'm like, why? If anything, I would shift him more to defensive end.
So shift.
What?
That's SHIFT.
All right.
Yeah. I'm just saying, at 6'6", 312, he's a big defensive end, but he's got some quick twitch to him a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they had him as a 3 technique, if he's not big enough for what they want, because I'm fine with the whole, like, if we get away from the bendo break stuff, I'm tired of that. The thing is, even when they were bringing the Eberflus defense, we knew what it could do. So it was like, all right, we've seen it successful. My preference is an attacking defense. If I can get some linebackers and some defensive linemen that go attack and get after quarterback, I'm fine with that. So if they can move Dexter and make him, like, if I remember correctly, this remind me of more of the 01 defense with the Dick Duran stuff, right? And like Phillip Daniels was one of them a big defensive end. Like, maybe Dexter could be that guy. We're not sure how they're going to shift everything around. That's SHIF.
You almost forgot how to spell it. You almost spelled it wrong.
I almost did.
It was almost dangerous.
But what I'm thinking is that this is the whole problem with what we got going on. All this is great. The issue is that we don't know how the impact of good coaching is with the players that we actually have now.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Like, we don't know. So the thing is like, we don't know what the impact of Dennis Allen's going to be on the D-line, how they shift them some guys around. It just right-click on that and then hit.
I got it.
So,
working on it.
The thing is like, I don't know if getting the guys that we want to get in place, the guys that we have inside right now probably are capable, good players.
Yeah.
But there might be 1 or 2 guys that you shift around. So maybe you move him more to the nose tackle if you want to get a different Well,
Three
what is
tech.
a three is so. I mean, if you're saying it's still
He's
form
a
of
big
42,
nose, and it seems like you're keeping Andrew Billy.
yeah. Shout out to Silver Harvest. Like Clay Campbell early in his career was a 6'8", 300-pound defensive end, and that joker's been on. He's been playing forever. That joker's almost 40, But the idea is that shout out to
Calais
Mike Nice.
Campbell, that old?
Yeah, he's been
He's
playing
been
around
around for a minute.
He's been playing a minute.
He's in Atlanta now.
But Dexter is
Yeah.
6'6", 312, man. I like him. I'd rather have that type of size on the defensive line, an imposing defensive line. So I hope that we don't move on from him, and if we just add more to the line.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say that. I mean, I feel like they should keep him. There is a level of consistency that I feel like he has to bring that he knows he's gonna have to come with. Being with this high level coaching staff that they do have, I feel like if you're going to go after other options and Mason Graham is not there, I have also said that Mason Graham had a really good guy next to him in Grant that he also played with at Michigan that will be able to move some of these dudes around. He had 22 bench press reps at the combine.
Yeah.
If you are looking for another 3 technique, you could be able to fit him in there. I think that what Joel is saying with the continuity thing is something to think about. But if you did have those other options, and Graham wasn't not Graham, but if
Mason Graham.
so if Mason Graham wasn't available, then I would be looking at Grant.
Kenneth Grant's
Kenneth
Grant's a solid name. Now, I mean, he kind of fits that a little bit more. Right, 6'3", 340, just about
330.
339, 340. Yeah, I give him the pound. Yeah, I mean, he'll eat a steak. He'll eat a steak. I think for me though, the conversation around
let him hang with Jordan.
The direction that the Bears need to go, I think you do find a way to make guys like Gervon Dexter work. And listen, I think you can say this too, right? When you talk about the word pivot, I think that's a great word. Do you want to pivot from Gervon Dexter? That may mean you don't want Gervon Dexter playing the 3 technique in this defense. That doesn't mean to move on from him. That doesn't mean to run away from him. That doesn't mean to trade him away and get rid of him. I think that Gervon Dexter showed you something interesting last season that you need to find more of. Now, do I think that he's going to all of a sudden turn into Andrew Billings? No. Right? I mean, he's 320. 6'6", 3 came in 6'6", 312. He's probably going to be about 320 now. Different kind of build, different kind of player. But I think you have to find ways to utilize guys like that because clearly there's a talent there. Now, I also think you can't overvalue it, right? If you look at Gervon and say, okay, this is a solid piece, and after his 3rd season, you come away and go, he's solid, he's not great. Then I think it's a different conversation to have, but at least figure that out to me first. You got this guy on a rookie deal. He's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? I think
he's got 2 years.
When I hear this, right, he's got 2 more years left. Yeah. When I hear this and see what Hogue said, I think when you talk about an upgrade on the interior, we instantly go starters. Who plays the backup?
Well,
I would think that that's the biggest upgrade that you need on this team. I'm not looking to get rid of the starters in this conversation. I'm looking to move on from a guy like Zach Pickens, who's absolutely just falling off the earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm looking at Zach Pickens, if I'm looking at you moved on from DeMarcus Walker, so you're going to have to upgrade that position there. He was on the edge. He was also on the interior.
That's
you know what I mean?
Booker might come in. We don't know if.
Well, Booker's on the edge.
But I'm saying in terms of that's all still part of your line. The idea is that if it's a great point. Does the coaching staff coach a lot of these guys up? Do we actually have the depth to get these guys even better? So we actually are kind of resetting the game because we don't know. I mean, even they may say, we have some pieces we can work with. So we might be in a better spot just because the coaching's so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, just think how bad it was last year. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
I guess when we start talking to the next topic about offensive linemen, for example, or just the combine, it's like, because I got a different, I'm like, watch them do something that I don't want them to do. But the idea is
checks out.
Yeah, but if we move him over, and he's still on our D line, and then we're able to really just shore up. I mean, it's a great point to be able to shore up and get depth, period, because you got to be able to spell, some of your guys.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if we can actually create a running game, the thing is to create a running game and keep these guys fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to control the clock. We can't keep trotting a really good defense out there. They're going to get hurt eventually, or they're going to wear out by the end of the season.
I agree with
Yeah,
both of you all's points real quick. I wanted to acknowledge the fact that, yes, I think this year you obviously have better coaching. So that's going to be really, really a significant upgrade as far as like the development of these players that are already on the team.
I hope so.
And Gervon being one of those. And then
Like a Jeremy Garrett.
And I like your point that you always bring out when it comes to this offseason. This is an and or offseason. For me, I don't think you have to decide between Gervon Dexter and whoever else you want to bring along on this team, whether we draft and be put in a position to fortunately get Mason and Graham or whoever else, Walter Nolan, Kenneth Grant, whoever you want, right, at tackle.
Yeah.
I feel like you can put those two together, and because of the coaching staff that we have, you just continue to develop those guys, and they can both become stars on the interior. Now we have just an unstoppable force on the inside.
Wouldn't we go ahead?
Yeah, I was gonna say too, and it's like something that I'll go back to when Ben Johnson had his introductory press conference. He said, like, I'm going to bring in the guys that I know have the responsibility to delegate and also make our rooms better.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at the tape and I'm Dennis Allen, like, okay, yeah, Gervon Dexter had 5 sacks. How do we get him from 5 to 10?
Yeah,
moving him to defensive
how do we? But I mean,
yeah, you're not gonna get him to.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm gonna be honest. You find a way to get him from 5 sacks to 10 sacks, and on the interior, you just turn this man into a monster.
Hey,
it was coaching.
No, you know
Nah,
what?
yeah.
That's another defensive end. coming in.
No. You that's remember that kid, the fantasy or not the fantasy, the youth league football kid. And he's like, hey, y'all did everything right, man. Everything y'all needed to do right, you did it. It was the coaches. That's the straight up conversation that I think you're having if you get him from 5 to 10. Drew, you're a little quiet back there, my guy. What's your thoughts on the Dexter
You doing your taxes
conversation?
back there? What you doing?
Yeah, there is a tax. Never mind.
No taxes. I'm on the fence about it because if he started to come on, I don't see a reason to move him right now.
Yeah.
He showed promise, and with the right coaching and the right technique, I think he can be even better. So I think you leave him as is. He was on a learning curve to me. So he did enough to keep us going, but not enough to solidify him as like we definitely moving forward. But I think we got other issues in the draft we need to take care of more than the 3 technique right now.
Real quick. By the way, we got over 200 in the chat.
Oh, over 200 in the chat. 200. Hey, you already went to
that.
You said over 200 in the chat.
Jumping hundreds.
That was you.
You got to stay and start at 100 too.
Oh, look at this guy. Sick of it. You know what, though? To Drew's point, though, you do have to acknowledge kind of where Gervon Dexter is at, right? Gervon Dexter came in as a 2-gap player.
Right.
Had to change his entire brain. He started as a single gap player.
Mm-hmm.
Or a penetrating style, I should say. Had to go to a 2-gap system in college.
Yeah.
Had to go back to a penetrating style when he got in here with Flus. And year 1 was him changing his brain. Trying to, this is what I got to do to make this. All right, let me get back to this. Okay, now I'm kind of feeling comfortable. Year 2, where he said, I feel more comfortable being a 2-gap player. Year 2, where he said, I feel more comfortable just knowing where I'm going, knowing how to attack. He did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was able to go from, what did he have his rookie year? I think he had 2 sacks his rookie year, had 4 sacks his rookie year, finished out with 6 sacks his second year.
Yeah.
And we saw a for sure increase in pressure. Like that to me is so important when you talk about developing players and developing pieces. Is Gervon Dexter, this was really his first year. Not to say it's his rookie year. He knows what the NFL is like, knows how to prepare and all that stuff. But this was really his first year understanding a penetrating style system and being able to take the most advantage of it. And we definitely saw him improve. Now, do we need to see more? Yes. Was the run game abysmal? Yes. I got a lot of questions on that.
But my question is, who are you going to get? I mean, what would you want? Are you looking at like Tavondre Sweat, a big jumbo 340-pound type of defensive play? Like, is that what Dennis Allen wants? Because 300 pounds ain't nothing to sleep on with 6'6". That's a large human being.
He moved.
That's a large human being right there.
Quick.
The
thing I loved about Gervon Dexter, he did it all training camp, did it during the season, right? Finally figured out his hand.
Yeah.
Figured out, all right, boom, they got a hold of me, arms up. Soon as see, I got these
I
hands.
got these hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands. I got these hands.
I don't know.
They call me Ed with trigger fingers.
What are you doing? I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do with my
Which,
hands.
by the way, that's a good point. I didn't even think about this. Is another reason why would you pivot off of him? What did he do in the offseason that only was on him to do? He improved. He got in the workroom. He got in the
weight room.
In the weight room, rather.
Yeah, lost weight.
He
got
lost
slim.
weight, got to get the fitness.
Yeah.
I believe you even said when you saw him, like when you were interviewing him, like
You should see him standing
Dude,
next to
you
me.
know what
I
this
got
mammoth of a man.
I got
you
a
know
picture
what?
on my Instagram of him,
This-
me and him standing next to each other. Like he looks slimmer than me.
This is lying season. This is
bad.
lying, but this is lying season. They say
It
that.
is.
It is
like
lying season.
everything is like. So it's like everybody. It's almost reactionary. Everything. It's like it doesn't even make sense to move on from him. You got this year and one more year on his rookie contract before you got to do something with the guy.
Well, I do think there's a here's the thing, right? It's lying season as far as who you're trying to go after in the draft. It's funny that we hear this right after. It sounds like the Jaguars want to go offensive tackle in the draft with either Kelvin Banks or Will Campbell, which means that
All right.
you could see one of those defensive pieces fall to the Bears at 10. Are they going to go with the
Shamar
defensive?
Stewart.
Don't you dare.
Yes,
Five.
he does. No, we don't want him. I'm saying I want.
Oh, we need him to
somebody
jump
dumb
up. He ain't
take
gonna-
him.
he's not gonna
I
jump
need
into
an
the top
Anthony
10.
Richardson. I need an Anthony Richardson type of move
No.
where
Yeah.
he messes up the whole board.
You'll get that from a quarterback. I don't
Okay,
know if
yeah,
you're going to get
Jackson
that
Dart,
top
you'll
10.
get that.
Well, that's what Kelvin Banks would do.
I need the Giants to take him.
Well, that's what.
You can always rely on this team.
If
All
we're
right.
being real, that's what Kelvin Banks would do. If Kelvin Banks gets it, nobody has Kelvin Banks top 10 right now. Well,
He is top
nobody
10.
has Kelvin Banks top 9.
He ain't top 5.
Really?
No.
Top
Kelvin-
9?
Yeah, he's top.
Who they have?
7.
They have us taking him.
They got Will.
They don't
Campbell
have
going to
nobody
I've
else
seen
taking
Kelvin
him.
Banks going to the Jag. I've seen some mocks. He's top like.
Nice.
He's not top 5. He's like 6 to
No.
10.
Well, in this situation, he would be
No,
5.
I think his draft stock.
Hey, you know, I was a Kelvin
His draft
Banks
stock,
guy,
his
man.
draft stock definitely rose over the
Kelvin Banks
offseason.
look good.
Yeah.
You want to
He
move on
looks
to that?
solid. He looks solid. We can talk about some of the combine. Let us know how you guys feel in the comments below, man. Would you want to see the Chicago Bears move on from Dexter, pivot Dexter into a different role in the organization? What would you like to see the Chicago Bears do in that situation? Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review.
Get those
Y'all
likes
know
up.
what to do. I don't know if those likes are accurate up there, but if they are, you guys hate us.
Jeez,
Guys,
what's
Nobody
going on?
likes
You guys
us.
are mean. That's just mean.
Somebody
man.
had me dying because they were like, Pat the Designer's the worst. They said this on the Chicago Bears podcast. They were like, Pat the Designer's the worst Bears reporter in the league. And I was like, who told this guy I was a reporter? He's got to get better sources.
Hey, that's still a compliment.
Hey, I'll take it, baby. 186
You're the
in the
lead dog.
building. 52, you know what I mean? 52 likes on the video. You know what's funny about it is there's people that like sit here and talk about teams like they in the locker rooms, like they're up there at practice all the time and talk about it. And it cracks me up now that I'm up there because I'm like, oh, this is actually really cool that I get to do this. Like, this is like,
You
like
just now figure that out,
like
man?
there's a lot. Well, because like there's all these people that like, well, you know, this is what I'm hearing and this is what I'm seeing and these are my sources. And you know, I'm not gonna call no names out, but some of them have been called out for being like, what sources you got up here? Because I ain't never seen you up here. You know what I mean? It's just funny because y'all can hate on me all you want for my opinions, but you can't say I'm not up there.
Right.
I'm in the building, baby.
You're asking questions. But shut up.
Yeah, I'm asking
man.
questions. I got to make sure the lung butter's gone. I got a little.
Oh,
Danny
I do
Zetterman
remember-
was
I forgot
cooking me
about
for that, bro.
Did he?
He was
Still
cooking
on
me.
you about
He
it?
said, "You were scared. You sounded terrified."
For a
I was
second,
like,
thought
I
you
was
were.
like,
nah, that can't be.
I was like, bro, it was the lung butter. I didn't want to clear my throat into the mic. I felt like that was gonna be wild. You know what I mean? Oh, next time I'm telling you, next time I'm I'm Lance Briggs in it. Y'all remember how Lance used to be on the podcast?
Yes, that man came in.
Lance blowing the nose and everything,
My
dog.
God.
That's funny.
Oh man, but let's keep this thing moving along, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to the show. I love it. That like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Why is that popping up?
What?
Has that been up there the whole time?
What has?
The like button?
I don't. Yeah, but nowhere here I see it.
I don't know. I think I just turned it off. We'll see. But I don't see it on here either. But I'm like looking up. I'm like, has that been doing this the whole time?
Yeah, I'm like,
That's
oh, that
weird.
was it. So it was on. Oh, that's your machine extended.
I guess so. I don't know.
Got it. By the way, we got 300 in the chat.
Over 300 in the chat.
300.
Appreciate y'all for showing love, man. Let's talk about the combine. We saw some interesting pieces at the combine. I saw Gray Zabel doing a little bit of moving out there. Little big boy. I saw him. I was excited by Tyler Booker. You know what I mean?
I think
I'll tell you who absolutely failed. Will Howard, give up. Hey,
Will Howard.
time to become an accountant, bro.
Quinn Ewers.
Is that even a 7th round pick?
Bro, listen, well, if it goes based off of last year's draft, I mean, he's going to go 2nd overall.
Wow.
Well, not last year. Was that 2 years ago? Was Anthony Richardson 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
It was like, oh my God, look at him. He hit the roof. How do you do that? I was like, there's no players on the roof.
I think Mon Mimbo. Mimbo.
Oh.
I'm
I love
okay.
Mimbo.
Speed faster than Tariq Hill.
I'm okay with Banks. I'm okay with
That was
Mimbo.
his shuttle speed though, right?
That was
Yeah,
his shuttle
yeah,
speed,
yeah,
not his
yeah.
40.
He was.
Yeah, that was his-
He was fast. He
Hey,
was fast.
you said
but-
Ollie Gordon?
Huh?
You said Gordon?
No.
I thought you was talking about Gordon. I got tingly for a
You
little
got
bit.
tingly?
Yeah,
No,
got tingly for a little bit.
There's some names out
I'm
there,
hoping,
Joe.
you know, my thing is like I'm trying to visual. One, we got to wait till free agency, which starts what next week or two.
Next
week and a
week,
half?
March. Next week, we got 1
So
week.
once those dominoes fall, you know, it's like I really think that they're going to trot Braxton Jones out as a left tackle next year.
I've been telling you this the whole time.
I think they're going to draft 2 guards. We're going to get, if it's Banks or Mimbo as one of them, and we're going to get another guard, sign a center in free agency and right. That's going to be a new offensive line next year. And then they probably draft. It's either that or they draft somebody as an impact player in the first round and then come after for lineman in the second round. That's what I think they're going to do.
I think you're in a tough spot. If I'm not going to lie to you, now it's a great spot, right? It's a great spot to be in, but I think you are in a tough spot because I think at 10, there's going to be some impact players available for you. You guys know I love Mike Green.
Crimson's like, how dare you?
What do you say?
Crimson's like, Joe, how dare you?
What?
I think Braxton Jones going to be our left tackle.
Oh yeah, he probably will.
He said, tweak it. This is not what I want. Not what I want.
No, but I think what was tough about what we saw at the combine was you do see kind of the why people are saying that you can get guys at 10,
This guy
that you can
Why
get
William?
at 30, that you can get
yeah.
in the second round, that you can get like there's a lot of talent in this draft, and not that it plays poorly in the Bears' favor. And I think, listen, if you want to go get 3 guys, you can go get 3. If you want to go get 2 top guys, you can go get 2.
Yeah.
To me, I think you're having a conversation right now on while you have those 2 second-round picks, you can pick an impact player at 10. Could we be talking about trying to move back into the first round and going to get a guy like Tyler Booker? Because he's a first-round pick.
He's
now.
moving up.
Could you be talking about
they
going
had
back
his
into the first
measurables.
round and going to get a guy like
They-
Gray Zabel?
they-
Because he's a first-round
moving
pick
up.
now.
They put his measurables next to Quentin Nelson. It was like his size and everything.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
say his impact was like Quentin Nelson, but size,
Yeah.
comparables.
They pretty much
that's
got
what
the
they
same-
put
yeah.
next to him.
Got the same measurables.
So I mean, so what is it, Drew? We were saying what the arm length that they want is 34 inches for.
Yeah, they want 34 on the arm length to make a good tackle.
So Kelvin Banks
anything
was,
less than that, they want to put you to guard.
so Kelvin Banks was 33 and a half.
Mhm.
Justin Simmons was 33 inches as
Josh
well.
Simmons,
Josh
yeah.
Simmons,
Yeah.
and of course Will Campbell.
Will
What's
Campbell
crazy was
32.
when you look at Will Campbell, like some of the knocks with him is that I don't think he's as big.
Mm-mm.
He's quick. He's a quick guard.
He's aggressive.
He's
Yeah.
aggressive and
Monster.
quick.
He's
He's
a
probably
baller.
like, but you kind of want more of a stout guy. So it'd be interesting.
Think
to
of
see.
Panay Sewell. Do you mind Panay Sewell doing what he's
and-
done?
and
Because
that's-
he's tall. By the way, Will Campbell's still tall. 6'5" is still a very
Well,
tall.
and that's the point I was going to make, right? And Kevin Fishbain brought it out in the Athletic.
Oh, yeah, Levante.
This morning. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can pull that article up just to be accurate on all of it. As I was sitting there, apparently I'm logged out of everything. I hate when my computer just randomly is like, "Hey, don't you not want to be in anything that is
Why you do that?
a conversation?"
I do want to point out a guy who we talked about.
Wait.
Okay.
Is this George's dark horse? Hold on.
Oh,
I don't know if they can hear the horse because I can't hear it.
Yeah,
Jordan's
well, I
dark
guess-
horse picks.
I guess I'll pivot for a second because this guy is actually an up and coming prospect. But if we're gonna go dark horse picks, and you all want somebody that is clearly unknown, is not even in draft talks, probably is going to be Mr. Irrelevant, won't be in the first round.
Mm.
He
I
getting
got a
free
name
releases?
for you.
Oh, this is gonna be actual real. Okay.
I got a name for you.
Shador Sanders.
Colorado quarterback Shador Sanders. So there's a tweet. That was very good, actually. There's a tweet by Josina Anderson saying that I am disappointed to hear that a quarterback's coach from a team drafting in the top 7 referred to Shador Sanders as coming off brash and arrogant in his team interview and making his assessment known to a number of people per source. I think that this guy's going to get kicked out of the draft. If you ask me, he didn't even involve himself in the combine. His father is some no name that used to play in the the NFL. I mean, Shador Sanders, come on, what are you doing? I think this guy, he probably is going to be a backup long term. He'll be on somebody's roster in the backup. I'm just saying.
Part of this assessment is very accurate.
I'm just saying.
Part of this assessment could come true.
No, I was actually
Shador
believing him
might
for
be
a
the
hot
next
second.
Justin
And then I was like,
Fields.
oh, he's going with the big.
Nah, listen. I mean, the arrogant part, I
call,
can see
Drew.
that. I can see that coming out. You know what I mean? Like that part, I could definitely see happening. No, what I was gonna say was talking about the offensive linemen. The offensive linemen that Ben Johnson have worked with, if you want to go with the tackles with the stumpy arms, yeah, I mean, how you doing? I'll get out to you. Don't you worry about it. I got you. I got you. I got you. Watch yourself. You watch yourself. I got
Relax.
So they got measured out. Will Campbell got measured out at 32 5/8 inches arm length, and that being the 7th percentile for offensive tackles, possibly setting him up for a career at guard. But Ben Johnson's time in Detroit wasn't working with tackles who had vines for arms. Penei Sewell, 33 1/4 inch arms, are in the 18th percentile. Taylor Decker's arms are just shy of 34 inches, ranking him in the 33rd percentile. Meanwhile, guys who do have the vines for arms that we currently have here, like Braxton Jones, 35 3/8 inches, Karan Amagaji, 36 1/8 inch.
So you're saying Kelvin Banks?
Well, I don't think that's what I said.
No,
What I'm saying is
that's not what he said. That's not what he said.
what I'm saying is that don't be surprised if one of those guys does make sense for Ben Johnson still at tackle if he is there. And not switching those guys into guard, but it has to be a very specific kind of player. Like a Penei Sewell, he's got great feet and he's incredibly aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the arm length don't matter because
you can't teach.
The arm length don't matter because he punches you in the face before you realize what just happened.
Don't
matter how long your arms. Oh, did you hear a pop?
I did. He punched. He popped.
Oh, you hit the mic. Oh, I heard a pop, and then the TVs was black. I was like, did we just lose power? Are we good?
I punched him in the face. Yeah.
Did he put his hands on you
like this?
Like this?
Yeah, man, I was in my. Hey, man, why your shirt off?
But I think that there are some people that were very, very interesting to me still. Like when I watched Will Campbell, I'm not going to lie to you. I left this draft going, now I think he'll be going at 4. But I left this draft going, that boy can play tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
when I watch Kelvin Banks, I kind of see more of a guard than a tackle. I'm not going to lie to you. But bro, Will Campbell looks like a tackle.
He addressed it at his interview.
Yeah, he was like, watch the tape.
Yeah.
Watch the tape.
Hey, bro, which I love.
You gotta have that nasty.
Because there's so many people who are making hardline opinions based off of the combine.
Yeah.
I could care less about the combine.
You gotta take it with some information gathering.
There's some information gathering.
Say
I like what you can get there.
No, the whole point of the combine is that it is a cherry on top of your production in college. And the reason why they're really there is to get medical. They're really just to get in front of some of these
That's the biggest thing you get away from.
The biggest thing is
literally all it is.
What injuries you have, that's all they care about. They can run around, do all that stuff, but if your tape is who you are, it's just finalizes.
It's your 40. Your 40 is the biggest and most important thing in the combine.
No, that's just for show.
In my opinion, it's the 40 because that's their measurable stick on everything.
No, but the point is that the combine, it's one thing to be a workout warrior. And
that's what a lot of these
do is
mugs
work
are.
out for these drills. But when the pads hit and they punch you in your mouth to see what type of character you are, the tape doesn't lie about who you are. So when they go to the combine, don't get fooled. Like, oh yeah, this guy ran great.
Who's old boy that kid sent us? That he's at the top. He's got his
Miles
RAS
Garrett, Miles
scores
Garrett.
are on par with Miles Garrett.
Shamar Stewart.
Shamar Stewart,
That's
right?
Shamar Stewart.
He-
Shamar Stewart. And I'm
This
not
joker
saying
got 4 sacks for what 3 years? or something?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. I'm not saying that Shamar Stewart can't be better, but when you go, he's got the same RAS scores as Miles Garrett. Mugs instantly go, oh, could this dude be
So he's
Miles Garrett? No.
No.
This dude is maybe a solid role player that may be stronger than everybody else and might actually go out there and dominate.
You know, it depends on coaching.
Did
Because
he-
if
did he
he
unlock
if he in the coaching in the right system, yeah, he could turn into a Miles Garrett. Because there's plenty of undrafted people that played well in the combine who end up having great careers. So it's possible. It's just not likely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it get so the combine gives them opportunity to showcase their skills, especially from people in some of the weaker like FCS conferences and people that's not getting as much look as they could in some of the power conferences. That's what it's for.
But I would say you get more of that even from Senior Bowl. I would say you get more of that,
Yeah.
more of
Cause
that,
what- this-
more so at your pro day when you do get to go up against people. I think when they
Not
bring you
every-
in for your 30s, it like, and
not
not to
everybody
say
has pro days though. That's the thing.
not to say nobody gets missed. I'm not telling you that it never happens, but like I think what a lot of people look at these combine numbers and this is, the numbers are who they are, and it's like no, like the tape is who he is.
Well,
And I watched Will Campbell dominate at left tackle for 3 seasons, but
and he's doing
now all of a
dominant-
sudden he can't play it when he gets to the NFL level because he's got stumpy arms. The arms didn't grow when he was in college.
So
Yeah,
I think
to Drew's
I-
point,
I
I think
do-
the combine is advantageous for the people that you don't know about. The real dark horses, like I joke about my dark horse. The real dark horse is where it's like the college out of nowhere. It's the guy who you didn't realize was going to run the 40 time that really sparked his stock. Like
but what it does is
that's the person I
there's-
think is important.
look, there's a whole politic game behind the scenes, right?
Of course,
there's
there's that
it's a
too.
big board. Everybody has the big board. It's
Yeah.
pretty much slotted who's going to go where as guys start to figure it out.
Yeah.
The thing is that the combine might help the day 3 guys, right? That's where your unknowns come in and they figure out. But outside of that, it's already kind of projected what they're going to do, for the first 2 rounds,
Yeah.
and then after that. So, but if the whole thing is that your tape is going to tell you who you are as a player. So you come in the combine, it's not like you just going, all of a sudden, I can do all these measurables and all this type of stuff. Yeah, but let's see how does your career? How did it play?
Yeah, that's why
Somebody said, "Remember
gotta
Tyree
remember.
Wilson?
Oh,
Remember Zach Wilson? remember Will Levis?
Yeah.
Look at the cannon on this
Hey,
guy.
man,
He's
bro.
able to hit him in stride. Oh my
Anthony
god!
Richardson's a prime
Anthony
example.
Richardson.
Anthony
Yeah.
Richardson may be the worst.
You
example.
throwing the
That-
football to the ceiling is great,
Everybody's amazed, like,
But
come
you
on,
can't-
man.
and that was great. That was
He
great.
actually,
But
well,
he was
I-
a project. He was a project. Everybody knew he was a project,
But they
except
threw
for
him out there.
Indianapolis.
But they
Except for
didn't-
Indianapolis.
but
Everybody
okay.
said project long term, 3 to 4 year.
He started the next year. He started
already.
into that year.
I think they knew he was a project, but it was like at that point in time, I didn't think they really had anybody
Who
on the
else is there?
roster that you could throw out
yes,
there.
they did.
Can we put
For
up the
him to-
comment?
Anthony
What else y'all
Richardson
about?
went ahead of CJ Stroud.
No, that's
No, he
that's
didn't.
not
No, he
no, that's
didn't.
not what I mean.
No, he didn't.
No, that's
CJ
not
went-
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm
Didn't Anthony
about-
Richardson
I mean-
go too?
yeah,
No,
I'm
no.
talking about like
Four,
specifically
Colts.
on the team, like who's gonna be able to take
They
these
had
lumps.
they had an old boy from Baltimore who came in and played.
No, that was
Yes.
Oh, you
that
talking
was
about Flacco?
Flacco.
No, that was
Flacco.
that was
They
the
did
year.
have Flacco.
No,
You're
I
right.
I get you on now. I'm talking about that was the year after he had played already though.
Mhm.
Now,
Like that.
No,
first-
but they had another quarterback that he didn't have to play right then and there.
They had Flacco.
No, they brought in Flacco
No,
because
yeah,
he got
that-
hurt.
That was
Yeah,
that
but,
was
but
the
they,
year
but they had,
after.
but they had another
started.
starter. What I'm saying, they had another starter. He didn't have to play.
So it was
game
Bryce, it was CJ, it was Anthony Richardson,
He went 4.
and
Will Anderson went 3.
Three Wilson. Oh Jesus!
Oh, yeah, no,
So
that's
now,
bad.
now the
That's all right.
combine
I
did
mean,
help
what
somebody
happened to
like
him?
our boy
Died.
in Seattle, the receiver
Metcalf.
Metcalf,
DK, yeah.
because his numbers, his measurables.
Oh
stood
yeah,
out a little
because
bit
they
when
said he
moved
was
up.
slow coming out, and he ended up posting a really good
Man,
40 time,
look, bro.
and then
But-
he got drafted. So
but-
you're right. Yeah.
I bet you, but his numbers still had to match that to a degree.
Well,
I'm
go ahead.
I want to say this right quick. Like before we I get off of the people that we saw at the combine. Speaking of like Ben Johnson guys, just as far as running back, I think Ollie Gordon is a name to look at. Oak State, if you look at his 20 basically if you look at his 2023 and 2024, all dude does is basically score touchdowns. He pretty much had a subpar O line. Wow. He was in college. 2023, he did get the Doak Walker Award. He
Is
had
he the dude that's like that's supposed to be the best blocking running back in the
They said
that.
he got really good protection, really great hands. So some of his games at Oak State were ridiculous. By the way, I think if they shrub that O line for the Bears in that first round, and you possibly do what you guys are talking about, whereas okay, we got some names on the board where we could possibly go back into the first round. I could see them going back and getting him later.
That's a good name.
Because he isn't one of the names that we mentioned when we talk about those top 5 to top 7 running backs that we brought up, and he did completely slip my mind. And so I saw him.
So
yeah.
to your point, they're saying that this draft is just full of like solid players.
There's so many. There's
like,
so many.
not necessarily 5-star, like let's say 5-star players. There's a ton of 4s, type of stuff where you can plug guys in. They're saying the running back room is deep.
So
No. That's
Jesus.
Yo,
that's
crazy. That's crazy. But
Jeez.
that's why I was telling.
Passionate about that.
That's why I was telling. Crazy.
Crazy.
Yo, nuts. But no, that's why.
Oh my!
He deserves a break.
Sorry, man.
Go ahead.
No, but that's why I was kind of. That's why I was telling Pat to kind of relax, because I'm like, bro, there's about like 9 running backs that you can take.
Telling me to relax. You know, I'm not worried about no running backs.
Bro, you was crying. Was he not crying for 2 weeks? Yeah, I don't know. The Bears might get Ashton Jinty, man. That's the time. The Bears might get Ashton Jinty. I don't know, man.
Raging Green.
You weren't doing that?
Yeah, we got super chat.
No, but the point of me saying that was that I don't want the Bears to take a running back early.
Not early.
Yeah,
you
not
never had to
early,
take
but
build the trenches up.
I'm just saying there's like 8 other guys.
Oh, listen, I said it this morning. I said it on the Chicago Bears podcast. You're an idiot if you take Ashton Jinty.
You're
You're an idiot if you take.
He doesn't.
No, he's amazing. No,
He's amazing. It's amazing, but you need a line. If you don't have no line, our line turn anybody unamazing is not even a word. Mid. We'll say
now,
without a line, you would turn him into being mid.
if he ends up falling a little bit in the draft and he goes down to gets near Kansas City or now he's not going to end up doing this. Somebody's going to take him high, right? We already know that's how it's going to go. But if he goes to a team that already has a line established, he's going to be a monster. He's going to be an absolute dominant dog. Ashton Jinty. He's going to be a dog.
Cowboys.
But if he goes to the Cowboys, right, he's going to be a dog. But that would be tough. But the problem is, if I'm the Bears, I'm looking around going, well, I got him. You mean I can get an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman? I can get a tight end, a tackle, a kicker. You come down. I can get and then I can go get a running back. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's more of the conversation. There's so many options available to the Bears.
Build up that line.
Bodies. SRO from Chicago said, remember Zach Wilson's 360 bomb at his pro day? How'd that turn out? Tell these analysts to stop holding their sacks.
Whoa.
I just realized what he said.
But he got a point, but he don't got a point at the same time, in my opinion.
Because he don't got a point.
He does because
calm down there, Dan Orlovsky.
No, real talk. Because if you got stats, if you're the prototypical size and stats that come out the combine, you're going to keep getting opportunities to play.
Yes.
You're going to play in the NFL, whether you start or not. If you 6'6", got a cannon of an arm, and have the measurables, you're going to stay in the NFL.
Is going to be like, I can get him
because it's a mixture of people being narcissistic, think I can do what I can turn anybody into being great because I think I'm just that great. Plus, on top of that, if you have the measurables is everything to the NFL. So yeah, your tape is one thing, but your measurables kind of almost outweigh the tape, even though it shouldn't, in my opinion.
Well, thanks, Dan.
You're welcome. I can be the black Dan.
That must say he's got a point, but he doesn't.
He's just talking.
That was like the Bears. What they say? Dan Orlovsky say he was like, "Well, listen, the Bears could be the worst team in the NFL, but I think if they get it right, they could be Super Bowl champions."
The pendulum swung.
What a
Yeah.
wide gap.
what a gap there. What a,
Big gap.
Hey, we
that's what
hey,
Saquon Barkley was running through right there.
And speaking of the gap, we got 400 in the chat.
Hey,
Oh, 400.
Nathan, you know what? That's a good point. He said, I think we should keep Tevin. Based off of this draft,
Piff.
I still, well, I'm fine with Tevin. Does Karan Amagechi get coached up? Does he have a chance to crack the starting lineup? Because that changes who we're watch us end up going. If you go defensive line at 10, right? That means you're going to probably draft a guard, a lineman in the second round. Because either Kelvin or Karan, somebody might move up or get off this line. If you sign Dahlman or a comparable center, and if you don't re-sign Tevin, you got to draft two of these guys. If you keep Tevin, then they got to draft one.
Yeah.
So it's like I cannot wait to get past this free agency period just to see.
The problem with keeping Tevin is though, like, and I want to look this up real quick. Dang, it logged me out of everything. Okay, just F my couch. The problem with keeping Tevin that I think is tough is the amount of games Tevin don't finish. Like, we can look at the games and say, oh, he started 16 games, and that's what makes him. I like that guy. I don't care if you start if you don't finish.
I mean, we get that, but
you know what I mean? Like,
how do we know the impact of Dan Richard doesn't help this guy get? We don't know what the coaching is going to do for all of these players.
What is the coaching
But
going to
it's
do
Tevin.
for your back?
I don't know. I don't know.
they're not doctors.
What is the coaching going to do for his back?
doctors.
No, I'm saying, like,
because can I
strength and
interest you
conditioning.
in a Mark Colombo career?
Ooh.
He
Yeah,
was
Lord,
with the
no.
Bears, similar to Tevin, hurt a lot.
No, he hurt his knee.
No, I'm talking about a hurt period.
Yeah, but he hurt his knee.
But he hurt his knee, and he hurt another point too. Where he was out multiple years. He was in and out, and as soon as he left the Bears, 100% healthy
Well, he goes to
for
the
like
Cowboys.
four or five straight years. End up being
Good
being
coaching.
great.
Yeah.
I think good coaching, strength,
Also,
and
good
conditioning.
line around him made him better.
Yeah,
exactly.
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Here's
I don't
some of
know
his
if
deficiencies.
So we have is this a potential?
But I think
where,
why would
Tevin
you
have
wasn't
soft
talented.
tissue injuries?
the problem is why would you like are you going to be upset if Tevin goes to another team and all of a sudden is healthy?
Yeah,
Like, I'm not.
yeah.
I mean, I
Yes.
can
Because-
go with
because-
that.
because-
I want my
I'm
talent.
not.
yes,
I'm not.
yes. If we don't have,
I'm not
fix the
because
hole.
there are guys that you can go get.
Okay.
I agree.
I'm-
I agree. But I
Like,
would
if
be a
you
little bit
if I go get a Will, I wouldn't be because if I go get a Will Campbell or not
Yeah,
a Will
you
Campbell,
replace
if I go
Banks.
get a no, what's up, boy?
Kelvin Banks.
No, not in the
Tom
draft. I'm
Booker.
talking about not in the draft.
Sorry.
Breathe. Hey,
Dallman.
God dang it! Can I finish what I'm trying to say?
Are you saying
From the Colts. From
Will
the Colts.
Fries.
Will
Will
Fries?
Fries. Yeah, go get a Will Fries,
How much
right?
it's gonna cost
Kelly?
How much is going to cost compared to Tevin?
Well, they both were coming off injury, so probably similar. Probably about $9 million.
Look, I'm with you.
And the thing is, here's the thing: I'm looking to invest in my offensive line. I'm looking to spend money. I'm not looking to have 11 cents on the offensive line and then go, why is the quarterback always on his back? Like, I don't care how much money it's going to cost.
It's
I-
not-
Pay the
Hold
money
on a
to
second.
go get the
Can I-
line.
Can I
It's not
interest you?
about-
Can I interest you in a 1-year prove it deal?
No.
and then still draft a guard in the third round.
It's not even that.
But here's the problem. Every week, Tevin Jenkins is too talented to not put in the game, right? He always gets to practice. He practices all week. He gets in the game. He dies. Then when he dies, in comes Larry Borum's old waddling loose leg habit. And all of a sudden, he ain't got no first team reps. And he's getting killed all day. And everybody's like, wow, this guy really sucks. No, this dude ain't practiced all week.
But
That to me is the problem with Tevin Jenkins. It's not the fact that he's not getting. If he wasn't getting to the games, that's a different conversation. Tevin Jenkins get to the game, and then something happens, gets rolled up on. Like most of the games this season, Tevin Jenkins didn't finish.
And you got to remember, and I said this last year when we had the conversation about would you possibly pay Tevin. I told you, hey, you finish half the game. Do you show me that you healthy and you finish them? cool. We can have a conversation.
If he had finished
if-
half, yeah,
if-
we can have a
If
conversation.
you don't, he got to get out, and you didn't. Like if he goes to another team and he starts to be a dog, cool. We already know he's talented, but you wasn't healthy here.
I would say this.
Thank you for playing the work version of our game.
On Bob.
I'm not silly enough to not say if we could replace Tevin, then fine. But my thing is, if there's talent and we can't replace that talent, then I'd rather keep him. To a point, I get it. I want you to play. I don't want you to be injured the whole freaking season. If you can replace him, then by all means.
Here's the reason why I would be a little irritated, because again, I want to be greedy this offseason. If you can get a Will Campbell, put him at left guard, and then put Tevin where he should have been for the last 2 years next to Darnell Wright,
Put him at left tackle.
you've now addressed
right guard. Yeah.
your guard and your tackle position. Like that's why I'm like, I would hate to see him go somewhere else and get healthy, and then all of a sudden have a better end.
He's an anchor on
and
the
the
Chiefs.
only-
Or
Why?
could I interest you in somebody healthy? Like, I think that's the thing. Like, what are we talking? We sit there arguing for a dude that is not on the field. He's talented. Look at that guy. Look at that $9 million.
I want him healthy.
Look at that $9 million worth of talent sitting over there in the tent getting his ankle wrapped yet again. Like, I mean, like, what are we talking about?
My back, it's spinal.
But we talking about the coaching staff. The coaching staff will eliminate some of these issues.
I keep telling y'all this.
We don't know.
Tevin
It's his
Jenkins,
bag. What are we
Jenkins
talking
is
about?
doing everything he can to get on the field.
No.
He's
We're
doing
not
yoga.
talking, we're not talking
He's
about health wise. We're talking about the line coach setting out and saying, "Hey, don't overextend this way because we gonna give help this way or this way." Some of his
Jenkins doesn't
recent
have
some of his
bad
recent
technique.
some of his recent injuries.
But Tevin Jenkins doesn't have bad technique. That's the fact. Rico's just confused. Yeah.
What are you talking
Hey,
about?
that new
bro?
coach,
talking
that
about
new
coaching.
that new
I'm talking
coach
about
gonna
coaching.
fix that back.
I'm about coaching. Coaching,
You just
coaching,
looked at me like you had no
coaching,
glasses
coaching,
on.
bro.
Like you couldn't see.
If you just lean to the left another 35 degrees, I promise you back.
Well, no, that is true. Because
thank you.
No,
Thank you.
that
Get
is
off the
true.
case.
Because
Stop coming in.
because
I'm
hold on,
saying it
let all
is.
talk at the same time. Because that's what happened to Kyle Long. Kyle Long overextended himself. There were a lot of times where the technique waned because the offensive line wasn't as great. He got hurt. Tevin Jenkins has amazing technique. He's not out of position. He has great technique.
His technique, but I'm talking about the line coach helping the other pieces on the line so he doesn't have to feel like he
It
has to
could
do
help.
it so much.
Right.
It's going to help.
No, this is the
It's
crazy.
Y'all
love
know.
it.
He gonna play. He
No,
gonna
we
play
don't.
extra.
We
I
don't
do know.
We don't know if there's an
When
impact.
people show you who they are, believe it.
I keep trying to tell y'all love.
We
all
4
those-
years into this dude career, and we've been complaining about how he
I
always
said-
is hurt for 4 years.
My mentality was contingency. It's not about guaranteed contract for him. But this is the thing. Whatever whatever polls and them want to do, they're going to tell you exactly what we're going to know exactly what's going to happen with Tevin. Not in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So if they want to bring him back, or
In
a week and a
1 week.
half,
In 1 week.
we're going to find out very soon. So
Bears signed 5
my
new
point is-
offensive linemen.
Jeez,
Jeez,
fine if we keep them, and if it's more of a incentive based contract, whatever. I'm fine. I'm okay if he's here. But I also want depth on my offensive line, though. I'm not saying he's the end all.
$9 million.
That's expensive depth.
$9 million worth of depth.
Hey, he spent 10.
And
Spent 10 on a backup
All
piece
right.
that didn't show up
It
as well.
sure did.
Right,
Hey,
on
run
day
it
to
back,
day,
man.
on day to day Davis. So Tevin is a whole lot better than him.
Yeah, no, I think.
I mean, yeah, but that's not the bar. Like, that's like saying Patrick
No,
Williams is
no.
better than Dalen
No,
Terry.
y'all
Like,
still-
like,
y'all
you
still
know what
trying
I
to
mean?
be
Like,
cheap.
I know, but we ain't talking about backup plans. We're not talking about your
about
number
practice.
one
We're not talking
goal.
about
No,
backup.
we're talking about
It's-
this talking about potential
again,
backup plans.
no, you're not, because Tevin Jenkins ain't a backup.
He's still a star.
No, I'm talking
If
about
if you pay
No.
Tevin Jenkins to be here, he is a starter.
no. What I'm saying is we talking about backup plans. Like you can't get the number one guy we want. So the number one guy we want, our number one goal is not to re-sign Tevin. If we can't strike out on this person, we strike out on that person, we strike on this person, will we accept him back is the key. We don't want him as our backup plan.
Here's the thing: if we strike out that much, we suck.
Yeah.
Ryan Post sucks.
We're not.
Hey, if we miss
Swing
that
away, man.
much,
Swing away.
we suck. There is guards out here. There's guards in the draft.
God.
Well, definitely in the draft. I don't know.
There's
about,
guards in free agency.
Oh,
I know,
absolutely.
but do you want to
Absolutely.
spend somebody that's supposed to be $12 million? But are you so desperate you're gonna pay him 18?
No, the best move. Is
Well, I
to
don't think
draft.
there's guards
The
that
be-
right.
the
Like
best
Will
move is
Will,
like-
what I'm
Will,
saying- what I'm
Will
saying is that-
Fries is
so-
Will
so-
Fries is coming back off of a
Jonah
broken
Jackson.
leg. He's a guy that you're probably getting him in here for about probably about 10 to 12 million. Nothing
Give him an
crazy
A. Davis
money.
treatment. Yeah.
But I don't
Um,
want just the third, fourth best option though.
He was elite last year.
Yeah, he's better than
He
what
just
we
broke
had.
his leg.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
That's somebody else's
Jonah
injury stuff.
Jackson, Kevin Zeitler. Like, you got names out there.
But see, that's the thing. I mean, like you
Zeitler's an
just said,
interesting one because you could draft
why are we
somebody
going at-
later and then go with a
But
bridge.
you're fine
And
going
he's
with a
pl-
guy
he's
that's
played
been
with,
hurt,
he's
and
played
like you
with Ben
said, big guys don't just keep getting better after they keep getting hurt.
Yeah, but a
So
broken
Jonah
leg. Is,
Jackson,
a broken leg is different than injury. Oh, I'm not going Jonah Jackson.
Like-
if we go on Jonah
like Jonah
Jackson, I'm
Jackson
trading.
just
Sign
signed a
7.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going
that's
Jonah
what I'm
Jackson.
saying. Like, well, I wouldn't want to do that. The best move is always to draft because
Also-
you can save so much money, not overspending in free agency. Period. Now, I get if you're signing elite talent. If Trey Smith was elite talent,
Yeah.
and he's worth that money, but that doesn't mean okay, we'll get the next best guy. But if it's apples to almost apples, fine. But if we're dropping it down a little bit, no. I
Well,
don't
yeah,
wanna waste my money.
Jonah Jackson is a drop off. That's one I don't want. But I think the injury conversation is different there, right? The biggest question for me with Jonah Jackson is what Coleman Shelton was. You re-signed Matthew Stafford for 2 years. He don't move. Why don't you want him? That's my big question.
Good point.
Hey, you find you
Yeah,
a trade,
yeah.
buddy. Hey, we're keeping Stafford. If you could leave, that would be great. Like,
Well, I
why
think-
don't you want him?
But the other thing
What's
is,
wrong with him?
if guys are
That's
hitting
a
the
good point.
market, why are they hitting the market?
They don't have
if
the
Will
money.
Fries
A lot of
is-
these places.
the
Well, a
only
lot of
reason
these
why
teams
I
don't
would
have
want
money,
him
yeah.
because they can afford to be.
to a
Like
degree,
Drew Dome and Atlanta
Dolman
don't got no
makes
money.
sense.
Yeah.
Dolman makes sense because of
Gotta
the
get
whole.
him, by the way.
Thank you, Kirk Cousins. That might end up getting us a
I
center.
think a lot of people with Will Fries think that he's sick of the Indy situation. He's been there 4 years now,
Yeah, he's
and
on
they've done nothing.
Just
Yeah.
a bunch of crap.
So I think it's kind of that sort of conversation.
Hey, man.
Jonah Johnson, I'm good, or whatever his name is.
Jackson.
I hope they don't go get him. And then watch we end up with him. Yeah, we trade you can get him cheap. You trade a 6th-round pick, you probably can get
yeah,
him.
but his contract
He
is
makes $9 million.
Yeah,
But he has played with Ben Johnson before,
okay.
and he was a Pro Bowler when he was with Ben Johnson.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
But he ain't got no hamstrings.
Well, you need hamstrings,
Well,
Pat.
take your
I
pick.
don't know about that.
Take your pick.
I don't know.
Hey man, let us know how you guys feel, man. As y'all say, I don't know how this turned into a Tevin Jenkins argument.
No, it's
We're
about
talking about
drafting the
guards,
futures.
yeah.
Do we draft guards?
Do we replace him in the draft, or we keep him
Yeah.
and put him with the draft?
like how soon can we get?
I feel like that's not how we got there.
Y'all
Though.
think- y'all
Maybe
think
we
they're
didn't. I don't know.
I feel like that's not how we got there. That's a logical way to get there. But I, feel
I
like
tried
that's
to
not
bring
how
it
we got
around,
there.
man. You just-
The O-line frustrates us.
Yeah,
We can all
I tried
agree
to
on
bring it
that.
around, man. You know what I'm
O-line just is very frustrating.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. For the super producer Joel Hope, Mr. Media himself, George JC,
All right, yeah.
man, formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan the Dine. Of course, Mr. Drew Better, you do better, you do better. Say who better? Nobody, bro. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear Dine. One love.
One love.
Peace.
One love.
Yeah, by the way, on the way out, I got another dark horse pick.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah,
little horse?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
A little horse
it's a
action?
small town school called North Carolina.
Oh.
Running back called Amarion
Marion
Hampton.
Oh, I
We
like
might
that.
see him in the second or third
No, they're
round.
saying he might go to the first.
No, they say
Hey,
that
I
man
don't
might
know.
go
I don't
15th
know the
They
guy.
overall.
moved up.
I don't
Hey,
know
bro.
the guy. I'm just saying.
I'm
he
telling
might
y'all
be
this right
somebody.
now. Matt Forte.
Absolutely.
Hampton.
Matt
Yes.
Is he a faster Forte?
Oh, yes.
No, he is. Forte was fast as heck.
No, he wasn't fast as heck. He was.
Forte was like 4'4". No, I know who you're talking about, but I'd take Amarion in a heartbeat.
Man.
More dark horses to come.
All he do is score touchdown, bro.
I hear you. Block and
All
score.
he do is score touchdown
I hear
and
you.
can block.
Did he run the 40? What did Hampton get?
449.
So
Yeah, he's Matt Forte.
446.
Man,
446.
yeah.
He's Matt Forte.
446.
6 foot 221. Give me Matt Forte.
I'm sorry, he looks like he's
I'm
faster
not, 'cause
than
I need
Orte.
that. I
He
need
looks
that.
like he's
I need
faster.
that speed.
I
No,
want
he
that
looks
home
like
run
he's
hit.
faster.
I want that
You
home
look
run
at
I
the
need
tape,
that
he has
speed.
breakaway. He has breakaway.
That's
I
what
want
they
you
said
to catch
about
that. That's
Matt
why I like
Forte.
Caleb.
Matt Forte kept
Yeah.
getting caught from
No,
behind
Caleb
all the
sucked
time.
at the draft. Caleb was 4'5".
Yeah, but I'm saying on his tape, he's running away from cats.
That's a scamper.
Amarion's faster.
Whoop, 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 whoop,
Marion's
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Way faster. As a matter of fact.